screaming, and she's like, I've never seen someone get cheated on and become God. Great scene. I mean, I think somebody said that, David Yontef behind the velvet rope, the minute it happened. I'm like, what's the big deal? I said, we're all going to turn on Ariana one day. It's too much. Can't wait to see Chicago, girl. Grab your bag. Grab your bag. She's creating generational wealth. She says she's never had that in her family. I get it. Grab your bag. Look, she seems to have a great head on her shoulders. I think, unlike most of these housewives, I really believe that Ariana is in on the joke in the sense that I believe that Ariana knows this will end one day. I do. And I believe Dancing with the Stars, go right to Chicago, go just keep it going. And I'm fine with that. I believe take the money, know that it has an end. Like here behind the velvet rope, for instance. Oh God, here we go on one of David's tangents. You all love me, okay? I'm not even going to put this out into the universe. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. But I don't know, one day you might all wake up and have a problem with something I said. I mean, you all have a problem with something I say every fucking minute of the day. I mean, but that's not the point. The point is maybe one day the masses will all have a problem and 5 people will drop off, 100 people will drop off, 5,000 people will drop off, 30,000 people will drop off. And then the business here behind the velvet rope will be closed. Just how it works in media. Don't leave me. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. But I'm in on the joke here too. So I had another business which I sold, and I ran that one the same way. Just like strike while the iron's hot and it's going to go away. So it's a very humble way to be. I'm very humble here. Very humbled that everyone is tuning in. And I love you all, and I don't want to ever leave you, and I don't want you to ever leave me. I really want to just be sitting here when I'm 95 years old. Now, we'll turn the video off so you won't have to look at me. Okay. But as long as my mind actually, and I'm not even trying to make a joke because when it comes to medical things and people's looks, I don't like to joke. But what a great podcast. I'm sure you would actually all enjoy it if I did become a senior of a certain age and my mind went. Could you imagine if I still turned on this damn mic every week? You would probably all love it. Then the joke would actually be on me times 10 because I would sound like a crazy person and you would all still be listening. But as long as the mic is turned on and I am of my sound, right, and body, this is a job that I can just do in my pajamas, in my sweats, till pretty much the day that I pass. So I'm not going anywhere. And if I do lose my mind and nobody stops me, I mean, I'm a single girl. I do have family, I have friends, but if nobody stops me, I'll just turn on the damn mic and I'll lost my mind and then we'll really have a show. But anyway, love what Lala's saying about her being God. Love that. I think it looks like a great season. God, we have to move on. Shut the fuck up, David. Gia, little Gia, our little friend Gia Giudice, that's right. Gia, across the pond. I'm in the East Coast and the Hamptons, guys. And she's done an interview and she said one day she could see herself being a real housewife of New Jersey. Now, listen, I am telling you guys, you know how I say things like Housewives has to end one day? I don't know. I mean, listen, Teresa is like, what, 51, 50, 52? Let's just say, so picture this. I mean, we have a fucking Ramona Singer running around at 66. So I don't think Tree Huggers Unite, your girl, Teresa Giudice, I don't think she's going anywhere. But imagine in like 15 years, 15, 1-5, Teresa will be 66. Again, as I say, God help me if I'm still sitting here in 15 years, but I just gave you my plan for being 90 years old. So, but it's possible. So imagine in 15 years, the final scene of Teresa's days on RHONJ. And she just rides off into the sunset with Louis and they pack up and they move to California, which she said she's wanted to do. And in walks. And then Teresa leaves and goes to California. She's on the plane, first private plane, of course, with Louis. And That's the end of RHONJ with Teresa, her storyline. And then they pan. You think the show's over. You know, those credits come up where it says Teresa and Louis rode off into this. I mean, Margaret will be long gone by this point, please. Bitch will be fired before then. I kid. I have nothing against you, Margaret. I don't think you're gonna be on the show in 15 years. But Teresa will. Teresa will. Just a fact. And so Teresa, and we think the show is over. And then the next scene, we see the outside of Teresa's house. And we're like, what is going on? Or actually, no, I'm going to make it even better. Teresa and Louis ride off on the private plane, and all the credits come up. And, you know, maybe Cabral is still bopping around then. She's young enough. Maybe Fuda is bopping around still. And we see the outside of Teresa's original house, the one where she had those brand new toilets, the one that she just sold last year. And we say, what is going on? And just like when Heather Dubrow, I really should be a reality TV producer. And just like when Heather Dubrow came back to the OC, we saw her stilettos, her Fendi stilettos walk, 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 and make that noise. She opened her grand curtains and said, I'm back, bitches, OC. We see Teresa's original house. And we see stilettos, although they're not Fendi, they're Gucci. Jersey girls love Gucci. And we see someone walking up the steps, and we see someone turning the key and opening the door to an empty house. Who could this be? And we see the stilettos walk, and we see the stilettos walk up the stairs and move past Joe and Teresa's bedroom. And we have a flashback of Joe and Teresa. And then we go down and we see Melania's bedroom. We have flashbacks of, you know, Melania. And we go to each daughter's bedroom. And then the stilettos walk to the last bedroom. And the camera pans around. And it's Gia Giudice. And she's like, oh, I'm home. Gia bought the original house, kicked the owners out. She's doing a total remodel. All of this will be on next season. And by the way, in 15 years, for those of you keeping track, Miss Giudice, Gia will be like around 38. Sounds like the exact age to become a housewife. And Teresa and Louis right off. And Gia bought the original house. And by the way, the original house, Gia's remodeling the whole thing. It's going to be modern. No more gold bathrooms. We're bringing it up to the modern age. And now we have another 20 years with Gia as a housewife. I could see it. I could see it. I could see it. So, my enjoyment in life, my wanting to move on, I don't know. I think we might have RHONJ in our lives for the next fucking 100 years, okay? Gia says she can be a housewife. She said, well, I think I could definitely handle it on my own. You're Teresa's fucking daughter. I think if you got the contract for Housewives and you were there, I think you could handle it on your own. I don't think Gia should ever be a housewife when Teresa's a housewife. That's my opinion. Look, mother-daughter are not going to go against each other. Do you really want to tempt this? Look what's going on with Monica. Look what's going on with our girl, Monica Garcia in Salt Lake. Man, we haven't had a mother-daughter messy relationship like this forever. A lot of you, which I agree with, don't believe it. They think everything Monica does is fake and calculated. Monica might get herself fucking fired, guys. Monica might get herself actually fired from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I don't think so, but I agree. It doesn't really all seem real to me, but I just think it's a weird dynamic. It'll be like just like another feather in Teresa's cap. It will never be, we have 5 housewives, and like this season that's coming up, we love the mixing up of Jackie's now Team Teresa and this and that. It'll never be Gia versus Teresa. So it's like, it's too strong a bond that can't be broken. We've never had a mother-daughter. I think it would be interesting. I mean, what a fucking shame that would be if Gia took the job and then there were problems between her and Teresa, which I don't ever foresee. But I mean, we have the Richards sisters, which we're about to get into. So I don't know. I think when Teresa rides off into the sunset, the biggest power move in the history of Housewives will be replacing yourself with your daughter. Oh my God.